Thanks, Anna. Thanks for the introduction. Thanks for the explanation about Atlas. And hello, everybody. For those who don't know me, I'm Douglas from Pure Brazil, and I will try to share with you today a little bit about our company and our work in Brazil. Okay. Yesterday, Anna sent us a reminder, and just to explain, to give a tip for us to introduce ourselves as a company. And to be honest, the presentation that is going after this slide is more technical. And this guy, Eduardo Sanovics, that has passed away last year, he was president of Embratur during 4 years and has worked in tourism a lot. And these two concepts that he mentioned in one speech, actually his last speech last year, is what we believe. So we believe in tourism as a way to reduce inequalities in Brazil. And for us, it's important to understand what is our work, because if we understand what we do, the quality is much better. And to grow the tourism as a country, he believed, and we also believe, we need every Brazilian citizen have opportunities, otherwise there is no matter to go further. And also, when tourism is carried out in its entirety, the world becomes better because those who know each other don't fight. And if we travel, we meet people, we know how they eat, how they pray, how they love, how they speak. And if we know them, we respect. So these are words that I just borrowed from Eduardo Sanovics, and that's what Pure Brazil believe in terms of tourism. So from now on, I will just explain who we are and what we do in Brazil. We are a DMC specialized in nature, culture, and adventure. We are B2B only, so we don't do direct clients. Everything we do is customized. But to introduce our country, we have in our website and also on a catalog some Pure Brazil inspirations to be ideas for you that are the travel agencies or tour operators to understand how we can connect the whole country in one trip. And branding for each operator is something that we take it very serious, because when we start before Pure Brazil, we had a company that still exists called Venturas Viagens, and we were an outgoing company. So we knew how important was for our clients when they were going to Argentina, to Nepal, to Africa, to New Zealand, to other countries, to see our brand once they were there. So we do the same here. So for every trip, of course, with like the partner permission, we use the brand to brand the trip for the travelers once they are here. So these are just some examples how we do this branding in the country. And where we are in Brazil? Well, Brazil is really big, and I cannot say that we cover 100% of the country. So these are the destinations where we run trips. Sometimes with some exceptions, and telling our partners that we're not really expert in other areas, we can combine, but we prefer to focus all our efforts on these destinations that we can see on this map. And these are some examples of the Pure Brazil inspirations that we have in our catalog. So we created these during the pandemic because we kept all our staff tight together, hold our hands. So during this time, we were producing materials to be even better prepared when the pandemic finished. So you can have, for example, connecting Pantanal and the Amazon. We have the barefoot trekking in Lençóis Maranhenses. We have a green coast to Rio. So these are just ideas. Usually we don't sell them exactly as they are because our clients, our partners, ask us for some customize these trips, but these are just ideas where you can understand what you do in Brazil. So just to give you an example, the program that we called Green Coast Road to Rio is one trip that usually we suggest for a first timer or for a starting point in Brazil, because we arrive in São Paulo, which is our major airport, and we finish in Rio, which is our second major airport in Brazil. So easy to get in and out. And along this coast, we don't need to use flights, but at the same time, we can visit the cosmopolitan city of São Paulo with its street arts, with the markets, with the history, the parks, where we have really nice hotels like Rosewood, Unique, and Tivoli. And after that, we can drive down, and from São Paulo to Rio, along the coast, we have a range of mountains called Serra do Mar. So along this coastline, we have this combination of ocean and rainforest. So we have two stops that we suggest to do there. The first one at Mamangua Bay, where we can do sea kayaks, stand up, relax on the beach, boat trips, and we stay in Vila do Mamangua, which is our suggestion, if it's a private villa for a couple or a family. Then, by boat, we go from Saco do Mamangua to Paraty. Paraty is like a colonial town by the coast where were used in the gold ages to export gold to Europe. So until nowadays, the houses are very well preserved, and inside the houses, inside the city, there is an area where it's not accessible by car and that people can walk around and very safe and enjoying the village. And from Paraty, we can also do some walks to visit some waterfalls, stand-up paddling, or cooking classes to understand how our food is good with the big influence from Africa, for example. In Paraty, we have also very nice, good accommodation like Casa Turquesa, which is perfect for couples, Sandy, and Pousada Literária, which are perfect for families and also couples, but Casa Turquesa does not accept kids. Then we finish the trip in Rio de Janeiro. That is a beautiful city, doesn't matter during the day or during the night. And a part of the main highlights, which is Sugarloaf and Christ the Redeemer, we can also do some walks, we can enjoy the nightlife, explore the samba and the carnival influence, and also influence from Africa, and even some wildlife if you drive a little bit further to see the golden lining tamarin on a day trip. In Rio, we can use hotels like Copacabana Palace, that belongs to Belmont, or Janeiro, which is a local-owned hotel. Arpoador Inn, which is a very nice boutique 4-star that we love. So that's our recommendation for staying in Rio. So, and then we come to Pantanal, which is our main destination. So in the last 15 years, we became really specialist in Pantanal. Nowadays, around 85 to 90% of our business pass by Pantanal. And we send around 600 to 700 clients every year to Pantanal on groups, small groups, individuals, or in one of our in our cruise that I will talk about a little bit later. So Pantanal is in the state of Mato Grosso and Mato Grosso do Sul, in the border with Bolivia and Paraguay. And it is different than the people think. It's not divided in North or South Pantanal. It's just one Pantanal with North, South, and West entrance, okay? So why Pantanal is so special? The best destination for wildlife in the world, for sure, is Africa. Probably the second is also Africa, and the third is also Africa, considering the variety of things that can be done in Africa. But after that, what else can be seen in the world in terms of really like exotic and different wildlife, especially talking about cats. You can go to India to see tigers, for example, which is the biggest cat in the world. And you can come to Brazil to see jaguars, which is the third biggest cat. Or you can also go to our friends in Chile to see the pumas in Torres del Paine. So talking about Pantanal, not only jaguar is one thing to be seen there, but a lot of birds, and not only for birding clients, because some people that are like crazy for birds, they like to see as much birds as possible. But Pantanal is also nice for non-birders because the amount of species and the size of the birds is crazy. I talked by myself because I was not a bird lover, and now I became a bird lover because of Pantanal. So we can see birds like the jaburu stork, the hyacinth macaw, the toucanus, so big birds in good numbers of individuals. Also the fish, that it's easier to be seen in the neighbor of Pantanal, which is Bonito in the south, but the fishes are very important for the food chain that makes the wildlife in Pantanal so special. The reptiles with the big, the people are crazy to see anacondas, for example, so it's a good place to see them. And then the mammals, which is usually the highlights. So a part of the jaguar, we can see giant otters, we can see tapirs, we can see giant armadillos, ocelot, giant anteaters, sorry. So this is the kind of wildlife that we can see on a trip in Pantanal. And how to travel in Pantanal? Pantanal is an area really flat, surrounded by mountains. During the rain season, which is between December and February, it floods, and then everything becomes flooded. Then we have a drainage season, then we have the dry season, and then we have the flood season again. So we have two big rivers crossing the Pantanal, Paraguay and Cuyaba. So navigate on these rivers is one of the best ways to explore remote areas of Pantanal. That said, our cruise starts in Corumbá, navigates upriver to Amolar mountain range, then upriver to Porto Jofre. This is one departure. The following departure goes down on the same way. So we have set departures, and also we have private departures if one of you have a group that wants to buy the full boat. The boat is, unfortunately, is not yet like the Aqua and Delphin. I know that, so if you sell them in Ecuador or Peru, they are really, really high-end, but it's a small boat, very comfortable with ensuite facilities and only for 14 guests. So the idea is to have the exclusivity to visit Pantanal in a small group with a naturalist tour leader. And during our stay there, we will see the Amolar mountain range, which is in the border with Bolivia. We will navigate the rivers searching for wildlife, and even seen giant lily ponds, because Pantanal is in the middle of Amazon, savanna, and Chaco. So this vegetation comes from the Amazon every year after the floods. And other kinds of wildlife, and also jaguar, because the end or the beginning of the tour, it's in Porto Jofre, which is what we call jaguar land, which is really easy, becoming easier and easier to see jaguars. Of course, it's never guaranteed because we are not on a zoo, but the chances are really high to see jaguars there, okay? That's it. I think I run too much. Then that's what we do in Brazil. These are some examples of what we do, and I'm open to any questions that you might have. Thank you very much.